What's up, guys? Hope you are doing well. In today's video, we are going to talk about the top 10 terrible editing mistakes in movies. So without any further ado, let's get started. Number 10. Gladiator, gas tank from the future. A period piece on a scale, such as Gladiator, even with a $103 million budget and a director like Ridley Scott, is bound to have mistakes in editing, especially when there is such a great risk of revealing anachronisms. This was the case during the Battle of Carthage scene. It is Maximus' first battle win in the Colosseum, which is why it's a big moment in terms of plot development. The stakes are high, the energy is up, and the ability for error is fulfilled. When a chariot falls sideways, a blanket flies up to disclose a gas canister bottom. As far as history is concerned, there's still a millennia or so before that manner of invention would come into fashion. Number 9. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Shirt changes during sleep. In the 5th installment of Harry Potter, Harry is battling an inner battle with Lord Voldemort, who has created a connection directly into his mind. Throughout the movie, Harry experiences nightmares where he is living out Lord Voldemort's memories, realistically or artificially, as manipulated by you-know-who. The mistake occurs after a tense meeting with fellow Gryffindor students. Harry goes to sleep and starts to have a nightmare about the Department of Mysteries. As he tosses and turns, living out the scary vision, it is clear that Harry is wearing a short-sleeved t-shirt. When he finally wakes up, he is suddenly changed into a darker Henley shirt. This followed upshots from another dream that Harry memorizes later in the film, where he is wearing the Henley shirt during his nightmare. Number 8. Braveheart, white car in the Highlands. Mel Gibson's Braveheart had a high chance of error due to its historical setting. For the die-hard fans, Braveheart includes plenty of goofs and editing errors in its long 3-hour runtime. One specific editing error is the manifestation of a white car in a harsh and pivotal battle scene. As the enemy charges toward William Wallace and his Scottish clansmen, there is a flash of a white vehicle in the bottom left corner of the frame. Well, we don't know how this went unseen as being a potential issue by the filmmakers. It really didn't influence the intensity of the battling soldiers, but to the viewer with an eye for detail, it's a weird distraction amidst the kilts and modest rolling hills. Number 7. Pulp Fiction, bullet holes. Like any good Tarantino film, there is chaos and gunfire peppered throughout Pulp Fiction, which means there is the possibility for mistakes, audio and visual synchronicity, corralling the behavior of extras, and continuity accidents. This most glaring supervision is during the shootout prior to the miracle speech given by Jules. Jules and Vincent are shot at by a gunman until he runs out of bullets. Well, they are untouched, and all the bullets have also dislodged in the wall behind. However, the bullet holes behind the two were already present in the wall in the previous shot. It's unbelievable that another gunman shot against that wall in the modern past of the movie. And even if this was the case, then where are the extra bullet holes from this occurrence? Number 6. Teen Wolf, the pants mishap. The Teen Wolf himself, Scott Howard, has won the basketball game, and the entire hall is in disruption. People in the stands are embracing and cheering, along with a feel-good, "You did it" song. However, something is amidst up in the bleachers. In the top left corner, an extra is seen with their pants down briefly, before shortly pulling them up. But the harm is already done. The scene is famous throughout the internet, and has even been parodied on one of Family Guy's Star Wars specials. The common myth here is that the extra is attempting to flash the world for their 15 seconds of success. But there is definitely no unpleasant exposure here. After cue close inspection, all you can see is a little bit of underwear, and it's hard to say whether the person understood that their pants were undone until it was too late. Number 5. American Pie, different color cups. This famous scene from the first American Pie movie is known less for this continuity error, and more for the fact that Stifler unknowingly ends up sipping a beer mixed with sperm. Before this incident, Stifler is making the moves on a girl in the upstairs bedroom during a house party. Stifler ends up passing her the previous beer, and it's visible that the cup is clear. As they talk, the shot changes to one where the top half of the cup is evident. However, this time, it's a solid blue cup. At the end of the scene, the cup changes back to clear. It's only in that one moment that the slip-up arises, but it's sufficient to cause some eagle-eyed observers to scratch their heads. Number 4. Clueless, teleporting mirror. Alicia Silverstone's Cher Horowitz goes down in 1990s teen flick history as one of the most notable female protagonists. After being shallow and ignorant Cher balances out her stereotypical wealthy girl personalities with an intention to bring joy to the people around her, even if she is completely misguided about it. In a scene from Clueless, Cher is trying to pass her driving license test, where she flunks miserably while giving her passenger seat instructor a white-knuckle ride as she revolts through Beverly Hills in her Jeep. At one point, she whizzes by a parked car, scraping up the side of her Jeep against the vehicle as she goes ahead. In the shot, we can clearly see Cher's passenger side mirror fly off in the influence. Few moments later, as the Jeep comes to a stop around a corner, the side mirror is back in place. It's either some puzzling trick of hand or an editing mistake ignored by the film staff. Number 3. Terminator 2: Judgment Day. Helicopter glass shatters and reappears. For the most part, famous and important opinion acknowledges that the second Terminator film is a decent sequel to its highly successful predecessor. In one of the most difficult and complex stunts in the movie, the T-1000 hops onto an in-flight helicopter and breaks the windshield to attain access. However, in the next shot, the windshield has repaired itself. Thankfully for the T-1000, as it would be more difficult to seize a helicopter with a shattered windshield. There's no justification as to how or why the window repaired itself, and it's a pretty flickering mistake. Well, if much of the $51 million stunt and special effects budget had already been used prior to the finding of the mistake, it's evident that the filmmakers would be unwilling to spend any more amount to correct the failure. Number 2. Pretty Woman: Quas turns to pancake. This mistake arises during a morning after breakfast scene with Vivian and Edward in Pretty Woman. They're relaxing at a table and discussing what he does for a living. At the beginning of the scene, we see Vivian eating a quast. Unfortunately, it turns out to be a pancake in the next shot, before turning back into a quast near the end. It would be logical to ignore this, as Vivian just chose to start eating a pancake. Instead, however, the pancake already had a bite in it, as if she had just bitten off a chunk in the earlier moment. While the shift between shots is too short to truly dismiss the completely picking up and putting down the differing food items, she holds them both casually, and she's also never exhibited in mid-motion. However, she takes a second bite of the pancake twice. A bonus continuity error appears in this scene too. Edward unfolds the paper at the beginning of the wide shot, and then repeats the action in the mid-shot quickly in the following. Number 1. Die Another Day: Magically Healing Wounds. Well, it's actually not considered one of the best Bond films in the franchise, but anyone would have at least wished that the filmmakers would put the effort to fix any glaringly obvious mistakes in Die Another Day. Unfortunately, this large thing slipped and was unseen. Leading up to the verdict, NSA agent Jinx fights and ultimately comes out as a winner against double agent Miranda Frost, but not without maintaining a pretty major injury. He is cut across the belly, deeply enough to potentially scar, and clearly deep enough to take time and verging to heal. However, in the next scene, Bond and Jinx share a private moment, where Jinx's belly is revealed perfectly healed without even having a sign of her previous injury. Alright, that's it for today's video. But before we confess our final goodbye, please know new videos are uploaded regularly on a wide variety of topics. Comment on our video to let us know what you want to see next. If you like watching our content, please consider subscribing to our channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. Thanks for watching.